Okay, Appliance Bootcamp. This is Mike Sneed coming to you again. We'll give YouTube a few minutes to let everybody know that we are live to get send out the notifications. Make sure we're not getting any feedback in here. Yeah, we're good. Y'all can hear me. I hear everything good here. Okay, we'll give YouTube a few minutes to go ahead and give out the notifications. We have our second uh, Appliance Bootcamp going on in our actual new training facility this weekend. I'm excited for that. See people coming in. We got another full class, and like always, I'm excited to get to meet everybody to actually get learned to get started, help people get started in their businesses. Also, got a lot of stuff going on with this coronavirus and whatnot. Got a lot of cancellations. Some people have called and told me about their flights and stuff, and they're not going to get on the. They're not going to go ahead and get on a plane now because of the coronavirus and stuff. Got some people who are actually driving. Spoke to a young man earlier this week. They actually driving for Texas, so we got people coming up and people still going. We're going to have the class. Um, and just want to make everybody be aware that we are going to have a class. And unless something happens in the near future, all the classes that we have scheduled, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have all those classes. Uh, like I say, with the appliance repair, even though they got the coronavirus and my daughter's school is closed for a month. I just found out this afternoon they're going to close my daughter's school for a month. She goes to private school, so I have to pay. I want to know, am I getting my money back? Because she's going to be home for a month, and they said they're going to do online school. I want to know if I'm going to get some type of reimbursement or something back for the school. But yeah, they got that going on. But I got people getting mad right now. We're scheduling for like Wednesday. People calling asking about getting a microwave. I had a lady call right after my wife called and told me that school is going to be closed for a month, and that's pretty much the whole remainder of the school year. I get a call from a lady who wants to get a microwave repaired, and I tell her we booking right now. Wednesday is our first available, and she's mad. Want to know why I can't come sooner than that? She need her microwave before Wednesday, and she mad because I can't get there soon enough. So the coronavirus has not affected the appliance repair business. Right now, business has picked up. I've had uh, people calling nonstop to get appliances repaired. Nobody seemed to care about anybody coming in and out your house. I'll be honest with you. You can handle it the way you want to handle it, but I'm not too worried about the coronavirus. I don't know. I'm not. I just not that. I'm not worried about it, and I'm just gonna keep operating as usual unless something happens and they tell me I can't go out and make repairs or whatever. We operating as usual, and like I say, we're booked right now all the way up until Wednesday, and people are mad because we can't come to their house quicker, and so I can't tell it. I can't tell the difference. We've seen the stock market fall. I'm seeing all the other stuff going bad, but appliance repair is the demand is higher than ever for us, and we're getting ready to go into our actual busy season, and that kind of take us into this take us into what I'm getting ready to go into today, because right now we're in the springtime, and being that we're in the springtime, now's the time you starting to see growth. You starting to see the plants and stuff starting to come back out. They're gonna be growing like crazy, and when they start to come out and start to grow like crazy like that, you got to actually start to tame those plants. And what I mean by tame them, you have to actually start trimming them back and actually pointing those plants and stuff that you have around your house. Those what we call them bushes growing up. Some people might call them hedges, but hedges and stuff. You got to actually start to train them. You got to start to train those flowers and stuff that you have. You actually have to cut them back and point them in the direction you want them to go to get the effect that you want, to get the look that you want to achieve. You got to tell those plants where to go. And if you don't, and you left those plants untamed and let them just grow at their own will, what will happen? Those plants will start to go into other parts of your garden or your landscape that you don't want it at, and they'll start to choke those. They'll start to choke those other areas out, and it'll kill those areas, and and you won't get the desired effect that you want, and become a hindrance because now you have to go in there and try to remove all that excess growth that you didn't want and cut stuff back, and you just want to get the effect and become a hindrance now and become an eyesore that you don't like. Well, the same thing happens with business too. Your business now, we getting ready to hit actual. We out actually. I've hit it now. We're in our busy season. I've had property management companies calling me, saying that they don't have the person that was doing their appliances no longer are doing it. I've had apartment complexes like right now they're getting ready to start doing Section 8 inspections around here. So I had apartment complexes calling me, trying to get stuff repaired, trying to beat their inspection from Section 8. They're trying to get dryer vents clean. I've had rent-to-own companies call me and say, hey, we don't have anybody that can keep up with the demands because everybody's now is going out getting out this rental stuff. I guess with the taxes and stuff, money coming in, they're calling me. So now we're actually booked out. And what happened if I didn't have a command over my business and didn't know where I wanted my business to go, and I just let it went haywire, it would do the same thing. It would spill over into other avenues of my life, my personal life, my family life, my marital life, my financial life. It'll spill over into those other areas and it'll choke it out because this business, it demands all your time and effort. And if you don't actually have a way to actually control this business and direct it in where you want to go, it will become a hindrance. It'll get to a point where it actually just consume your whole life, and all you will have is just business. And you don't want that either. You want to have a balance. And this right here is really going not so much to the people who are just starting out in business, but right now we're going through a cycle where we got people now coming up on 1 year almost of being in business, or 6 months, or they have gotten into business. Their business now, people who are a little bit more business savvy, or people who had the actual capacity to actually to come in and hire techs, and their business is actually exploding. They're at the point now where they got to actually start to control that business and start to direct it. And what we have to do now, when you at this point, you got to now actually come to this business and say, okay, I'm going to tell this business how much money I want to make for this next quarter. So what we got to do now for those guys who's been here doing it for a year, those guys who actually up and running, who got partners that then came on and stuff, those guys now, they have to actually now come sit down and start forecasting. You got to tell this business coming up in this busy time, how much money you want this business to produce. So coming up into the second quarter, which is going to be April, May, and June, you need to sit down and write down what do you want this business to actually produce, and you want something that this business is going to produce for you, and you're going to start shaping it and trimming it up to actually get that effect that you want. Some of you all who don't have service vehicles, the one-man shops and stuff, you need to go ahead now and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to purchase a service vehicle in these next 3 months, and this business is going to do it. And go ahead and allocate and say, okay, I need to get at least 4,000, get you a good service vehicle. So I'm going to get at least $4,000 in these next 3 months from this business, because we're getting ready to hit the peak time. And I want to actually be able to purchase a service vehicle at the end of these 3 months. And you're going to have to actually plan that out and force that business into it. And what happens when you actually give yourself a deadline and an amount like that, that's when you then have some way to actually work and actually and give yourself the direction you're going to go. If you just say, I'm going to make as much money as possible, and you don't put an amount on it, you won't never meet that goal, because you're not really telling it what you want. You just say, hey, as much as possible. As much as possible might not be but $1,500. But if you tell it, I'm gonna make this amount of money, and on top of that, I wanna be able to purchase a vehicle. Now you got something where we can actually start to work our way back. All right. So what we're gonna do here now, I'm gonna actually show you how you actually do that, and how you do that. Now what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to have an appointment scheduler. If you've been doing this now for 6 months to a year, you got calls coming in, and you got to go back and repair call, go back out and install parts and stuff. It has really gotten busy now. You can no longer keep it in your head. You can't no longer put it on actual paper. You need to go out now and actually get your appointment scheduler. If you have to pay for one, you have to pay for one, or if you can find one online, you can do it with Google Maps. Google Appointments, or whatever. You got to have some way to actually schedule these appointments. They used to be able to get appointments, planners. You can get like a monthly planners or weekly planners or daily planners. I don't particularly like that. I much rather have some electronic. I used to have that back in the days, but I now like to have electronic ones. That way, it's easier for me to keep up with it. The electronic plan, I mean the actual uh, planner that I had to write in. Sometimes I would forget and leave it on the back of my van, take off, and it goes down the road. Or I would take it with me in the restaurant, forget it, and I just don't like that. I'd rather have the actual electronic one. It's always in the cloud. I always got my cell phone with me, and I could easily add and put people in. If I had the one I had to write, sometimes when I wasn't, if I didn't have it with me, somebody called. I need to schedule them. I didn't have a way to keep up with it. What I use Appointment Quest, and with Appointment Quest, I'm able to actually then actually electronically just schedule my customers, and I can put the times and dates that I have available. So this is what you're going to have to do. I'm going to actually share my Appointment Quest with you all and show you all what mine look like and what you would need to do something similar to this. Okay. All right. So what you're going to need to do over here is my Appointment Quest. I'm not going to show you my actual customers that I actually have in here. I just show you the times and dates. All right, you're gonna have to actually be scheduled when you starting to do this and you starting to plan and tell this business what you want to do. You need to be scheduled and booked out at least 2 days. You need to have at least the next 2 days planned so you can actually then get your schedule together and you can actually see how much money you're gonna be making at least 2 days in advance. You don't want to wake up the morning of and don't know how much money you're gonna make. Right now, I know how much money I'm gonna make for the next 3 to 4 to 5 days. I know how much money I'm gonna make. And if I see that I'm not gonna be able to hit my numbers, then I gotta start looking at ways to actually pull money in for those days that I'm not gonna hit. If that means I gotta go out and start marketing, if I gotta call in customers that haven't that I know I got their parts, but they haven't scheduled, I gotta get on the phone, start calling them, trying to get them in so I can get that money coming into my account. If that's not, if I got to do dry events, I got to go do dry events. I got to make sure that I hit that target amount of money every day. And that's what you do as a business owner. Your job is to keep feeding this beast and making sure that you're hitting those numbers. So right now, today is Thursday the 12th, Friday the 13th. I'm just going to look at the service calls. I'm not looking at the actual, what I call deliveries. These 9 a.m.s you see right here, those are actually deliveries. My delivery business, I'm getting out of it. I just do it for one company. One of my friends, he owns a Sears store, and he only has one store left, and he might be in the process of getting out of that store. So I'm just really supporting his store. And the guys the subs that I use to do my deliveries, they're actually doing bigger and better things, and they just really doing my deliveries just because I helped them get in the business, and they kind of just helping me along with this guy. But I've told him around May, he might be out of the business by May. If not, I'm not going to be doing any more deliveries. All right, and right now I only really have one sub that actually do service calls. That's my nephew. I'm in the process of turning my service business over to him, and I'm getting out of the service business, and I'm going to mainly just focus on appliance boot camp, focus on my real estate, focus on this ice cream business I'm putting together. I got a couple other things I'm doing. I'm actually just putting him, letting him take over my service business. So all I'm seeing really is his service calls for the next couple of days. On Tuesdays, I go out and run a route on Tuesday just so I can make some videos to put out for you all. And I'm not going to do that anymore either. I'm getting out of just going out doing service calls for videos. You all are doing so many service calls and putting out videos. No longer for me need to do that. I need to be focused on getting people in here, getting them trained, and getting them out in the field making money. Okay, so tomorrow we got 2 deliveries, but I'm making sure that his schedule is booked. So he got a 10, 11, 1, 2, and 3. So he got that booked up for Friday. Now look for Monday. He got 10, 11, 1, 2, and 3. This is Tuesday. This is what I run my calls to. So we got 2 10s, 2 11s, 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. Then I look Wednesday. We got 10, 11, 2, and 3. And I'm gonna go a little further out. I got Thursday and Friday. I got some for next week, but I'm pretty much on schedule. So tomorrow, when tomorrow calls, when tomorrow calls, I should have Wednesday filled, and then by over the weekend, and I come back Monday, I will be working then on Thursday and Friday. So I can actually see his actual how much money we're going to make, and I know that this business is actually going to generate the cash and do what I need it to do because I see that in advance now that hey, I got the money in my pocket, but not in my pocket, but I got the money out there scheduled. If somebody actually calls and they want to get rescheduled, or if they want to cancel, I got all the other calls that I can actually start calling people and seeing if people want to get moved up quicker. So that's not a problem. I can get them in. I can get them in quicker. If I need to, I can actually then just open back up one of that spots and move somebody else in that's going to call in because I know I'm going to get calls on tomorrow, Friday, and know I'm going to get calls over the weekend that I can move people in. So that's what you're gonna have to do. You have to actually get you a scheduler so you can start booking out at least 2 weeks. I mean 2 days, and you're gonna fill in those gaps. And the other thing too, never go to capacity. If you can only do two stops per day, right now, if you're still working a full-time job, only book out just one because you want to keep it open for emergencies. Because what's going to happen, you're gonna might have a call where somebody you go to somebody's house and you fix it. They call you the next day saying, "Hey, you came here and fixed it. Now I got water leaking, and you need to get back out there." So you never want to run at full capacity. Always have a one spot open or two spots open where you can actually move somebody else in on an emergency and actually get them satisfied. Because if you've scheduled 2 days out and somebody's house that you went to, they don't pay you your money, they got emergency, and you tell them it'll be 2 days before you can get out, they're not going to be happy because they already paid you. And they say, hey, I've already paid you. Now you ain't coming back. I need to be a top priority. You feel like you're pushing me off. So you never want to operate in capacity. And I always tell people a Corvette can go 200 miles per hour for a short period of time. It can't go 200 miles per hour all day long every day. Well, the same thing with your business. We might could do 6 or 7 calls a day, and that might be my capacity. But I don't want to run at full capacity all the time because what happens, it'll actually cause me to actually break down because I don't have time to do the other stuff to keep my business up and running, and I'm always at full capacity. That eventually it's going to become just a drain on me, and my body's not going to be able to take it, and it's not going to be fulfilling to me. So I want to actually just run a little bit below, and then if you run at full capacity, you don't have time to bring in new customers because if somebody called me, like for instance, they called us, a major rent-to-own company called us, and hey, they want us to come in and start doing some work for them. Because we had a vacant spot where I could actually move them in to actually get some work, and I took care of the store owner. Now he's happy to send me more work, and I can actually then look at that company and say, okay, if this company is good and they're paying better than some of the other people, customers and stuff that I have, then I'll move them into a spot and release one of the customers that I don't is not necessarily A-list customer. I can actually remove them and put them in their spot. So that's another reason why you don't want to be at full capacity. You want to have the ability to bring in new customers because you might have a well of a customer to come in. And if you got that spot, you can actually put them in and wow them and move them back in and move somebody who's not as well of a customer out and let somebody else pick up that customer. And that's what's happening now with these people now jockeying, trying to get new service providers. The people that they had have actually found somebody better and just told them, hey, I can't do your service no more. And they moved them on and they went on to bigger and better things. And now they're stuck trying to find somebody to fill in that gap. And you want to be able to have that ability to bring people in, to give them an audition and see if y'all companies work together. And if they do, you move them on and you move them into a spot and you move the person that's less desirable out. And there's nothing wrong with doing that because what happened, people are always coming and entering into the marketplace. So you might come in and you might have this customer when you first came in, they were a good fit to you, but now it's time for you to move your business to the next level and they're no longer a fit. You need to, in order, because if you keep that customer, sometimes they could bring your business down. You need to let them go to somebody that's at that level in the marketplace that can actually use that company and give that company the actual service that they want. If your company start to grow and get to a point where they're no longer a good fit, it's not good for you nor them. It's best to release them, let them find somebody that's at their level and actually pick them up so they can get the service and stuff that they need. All right, so you're gonna have to use some type of online schedule like that. You're gonna have to start then also, if you're actually been here for 6 months to a year, you gotta start now going out looking for new opportunities. Meaning you gotta be actually going to different areas of the town, looking around, seeing what areas are coming up, opportunities where you can actually go into. Because what happened, towns are changing all the time, and you go somewhere, it might be a zip code that you might maybe 2 or 3 years ago, it wasn't a desirable zip code, but now the neighborhood and the community has changed. That might be a zip code that you need to come into. So you want to then start looking at that. You want to also start looking at working on your business. Now we got to start. Now we got our business up and running. Our business is making money. Now we need to actually start working on our business. And when I say working on our business, what I'm talking about doing stuff far as like looking at how much windshield time you got, how much time you're driving from place to place. You got to do a better job of actually actual scheduling your actual calls so that your calls are in a cluster, so that you're not going back and forth across town. You need to schedule your calls. If you're going into a different city, you need to make sure you do all the calls in that city on a certain date. So when you start doing your scheduling software, you make sure you only schedule in that city on that time and in that date. So when you in there, you can do all those calls and don't have to be going back and forth to that same city several times throughout the week, running calls back and forth, wasting gas. You're gonna also start looking at how you can actually start developing a truck stock. You at the point now where you're making a little bit of money, you got to start reducing, start bringing in your start improving your first time completes and also your time of completion. So by the time you get a service call, you got to start working on time reducing it so they only down maybe a day at the most or 2 days at the most. So you got to start looking at actually putting actually truck stocks together. You're going to start looking at the parts that you're using commonly and just keep coming back and forth. You're going to start adding those to your truck stock and start putting them into your truck. The other thing that you're going to have to start doing now, what we call working on your business, you got to now start working on you personally. Now that you are a business owner, not only does your business have to be on a time frame, now you got to be on a time frame. So what you got to start doing now, you got to start developing yourself. You actually now got the business up and running, and you got to become now actual true business owner. And you got to start now doing this lifelong learning journey that you're going on. Where you're gonna start learning a lot more about the business, a lot more about your industry, and doing a lot more, becoming a lot more well-rounded. And how you gonna do that? Believe it or not, you have to start getting up out the bed a lot earlier. With me, most of the time I'm up by 5:30. You got to go to bed earlier. You got to get up earlier. But they say early to bed, early to rise. You're gonna have to start getting up a little bit earlier. Why you gotta get up earlier? Because you're gonna have to now start doing what we call the rudder of the day. A lot of people already know this, but some people who just come into business and stuff, they might not know it. But that first hour of the day, they call that the golden hour of the day. And that first hour of the day directs what you're gonna be doing for the rest of the day. And what you want to do on that first hour of the day, the first 30 minutes, you need to get up and read something motivational. If it's religious, that's fine, or whatever. It's a good book a motivational book. Get that and read that. I'm gonna read 30 minutes of that. Then what you're gonna do? Take 30 minutes and read something that's business or industry related with your business. And so with that, you're gonna actually start reading something. I go on to Appliance and I read like several of the posts that's coming through Appliance. The other thing I do, I go to Appliance Talk Pro on Facebook. I read some of the posts there. I read the posts from Appliance Boot Camp. I just read stuff like that, and then or I listen to some YouTuber. I listen to one of their broadcasts or something that they done those first 30 minutes, and then from there you're up and running, and you're gonna actually then start working on your business. In your business, excuse me, you're working on in your business now. Now you're gonna go out and do your service call. And once you go to work and start doing the work in your service calls, you're gonna now also have to start scheduling time for your wife and kids. It sounds funny that you have to do that, but because your business takes so much of your time, like here, I'm here uh, uh, every other Monday and Thursday nights. I'm here all day. I'm working hard trying to get appliance boot camp up and going. I'll be here all weekend, and then I'm working on the ice cream thing. It's easy for me to start to neglect my wife and kids. Which, I'll be honest with you, I told them, I said, hey, up until June, I'm gonna be a little busy, but I need to go back now and actually do like I used to do. Just actually, like I schedule my appointments for to go out and do service calls. I schedule a time and date to do something with my wife and kids, and I used to schedule something to do something with each kid. So I say at least for 15 minutes, I'm gonna go talk to my daughter, call one daughter, do something with my son, and I will have maybe 30 or 40 minutes at night. Right after the kids and stuff went to bed, I will have 30 minutes at night where I'll say, okay, for 30 minutes, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to talk to my wife. Even if she didn't want to talk, even if she was mad, I say, I'm going to sit beside her for 30 minutes and I would rub her foot or just something while she watched TV or read a book. And believe it or not, what happened at first when I started doing it, they would say, you crazy. Don't nobody want to do that. You shouldn't, I don't feel like you talking, go do your work and whatnot. But after doing it for about a month, when the time came for me to go spend time with my wife, she was asked, "You not coming down tonight?" And same thing with my kids. My daughter, if I didn't call, she'll say, "I get a text, you calling tonight?" So eventually, they start to look forward to that. So I got to go back and start doing that. They've gotten a little older now, and sometimes when they get older, they don't want to spend as much time with their parents. But I said, when I started doing this broadcast today, that brought back my memories, how I used to run my business, and I had very good success like that, and the family really loved it. And we had a little tighter bond around the business and the aspects of what we're doing. And I said I need to actually add that back in here. I scheduled time to come out and do this broadcast. I got actually scheduled time to actually sit down again and talk to my wife and start talking to each one of my kids again. And so I got to add that in for myself too. So that's not just you all. I got to start doing that again too. But that's what you do, and that gives your business perspective, and it actually gives you actual gives you a way to balance your life where your business doesn't take so much of your life and it becomes enjoyable, and you would truly enjoy it. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to actually now. Depending on how many service calls you for the guys that need to set goals as far as money and vehicles. What you want to do now? Let me see if I can share the right whiteboard with you. You want to actually see how many service calls you can actually run. So let me go to the whiteboard. So I'm going to just use me for example. All right. So with me, I do 5 service calls a day. If I was out here doing service calls, I do one at 10, I do one at 11, I do one at 1, 2, and 3. So I only got 5 calls. So if I write down here, let me get down here. All right, I got 5 calls times 5. That's going to give me I got 25 calls per week. All right, 25 calls per week. And from those 25 calls per week, I'm going to multiply that times 4.3. When you're doing business, most people say it's 4 weeks in a month. But when you break it down, 52 weeks by 12 months, whenever you're doing stuff with calculating with business, you want to use 4.3. And that gives you a true breakout of how much you got. I multiply that by 4.3. All right. So that gives me actually, let me get here. That's going to give me 100. Let me erase that real quick. That's going to give me right at 107 calls that I can do per that actually give me 107 calls that I can do per month. That give me 107 calls per month, and I'm gonna multiply that times 3. because I got 3 months in this quarter. Times 3. That's how many service calls I got. All right, I got 321 service calls. All right, and each one of those service calls, if I was still doing warranty repair, so 321, I would be getting $125 per service calls. So let's see how much that gives us. 321 times 125. Let's make sure that's correct. 321 times 125. That's correct. So in these 3 months, I should make about 40,000. Let me see what that amount was. All right, 40,125. All right, that's what you'll be making. That's how much money you should be making in that quarter, and that's how much money you want to hit for if you're a one-man shop and you're doing what I tell you, and you've been doing it for a while and you running 5 service stops a day. That's the money that that's the goal we're gonna be looking at. All right, from that 425, that 40,000, 125. We're gonna multiply and take out 25% out for our owner's pay. So let's see how much that is. So that will give us 10,000, and we're gonna go $10,031. All right. Now we're gonna do our money for our taxes. That'll be 15%. Let's see how much that gives us. So we have $6,018 going towards our taxes. Let me erase that. I'm still trying to learn how to use this like I should. So bear with me. I don't want to do that. But that's the problem. Okay. I think it's 6,031. I think that's what it was. Let's see. Oh, 6,018. $6,018 is what we will have. Okay. And then we'll do our 10% for our profit. And that will give us 4,000, and we're gonna put $12. All right. So let's see how much we have left to go towards our actual vehicle. All right. So we're gonna take away the 10,031. We're gonna take away the 6,018, and we're gonna take away the 4,012. So you should, after it's all said and done, After it's all said and done, you should have about $20,000 saved up. You should have about $20,000 saved up. And from there, you can buy you a truck and start putting away something for real estate and other investments. And it's very doable. It is very, very doable to do that. Uh, you got guys that just started in less than 2 months, and they say they billing out for 13,000. So 13 times four was 13 times, 13 times three, and he just got started. So you guys have been doing it almost a year. If he's billing out for 13,000 and he's just getting started in 3 months, that's 39,000. That's right back where I'm at about 40,000. So that's a doable number. But now what happened? Now that we actually went here and we wrote it out and we've told it, we got a goal. Say I'm going to hit that 40,000, and when I hit that 40,000, I'm going to have about 20,000 cash saved up. I'm going to buy me a vehicle. And don't go out and buy no new vehicle. Don't go out and buy no $20,000 vehicle. Buy you about a $4,000 vehicle, get a nice little wrap on it, and spend about another $1,000 putting parts and stuff in it, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Then in the next quarter, we're gonna have another good quarter. We got 2 good quarters coming up, so you got 6 months coming up where you're gonna make a lot of money. The next quarter, when you get that 20,000 saved up again, just stack it up and hold it, and just say, okay, next year this time I'm gonna go out and buy me a piece of real estate property or buy me a house or something, and I'm gonna be able to pay cash for it and go. Because now we got a plan. We know where our money is going. We're not wondering where it went. And now we're going to actually now go out here and actually start really taking control of our finances. And that's exactly what I do. I plan it out about 3, 4 months in advance. Right now, I go out maybe a year. But starting off, just do it quarter by quarter. That's what all businesses do. They forecast how much money you're going to make per quarter. And we're going to, the way things are going, if the recession comes, you're going to do very well. If it don't come, we're going to still do very well. So and it's very doable. Like I say, the guy for one stop appliance repair, he just told you he's been doing it 3 months. He's billing out right now 13,000 a month, and 13 times three, that's 39,000. That's right at the 40,000. And just think you all been doing it 6 months to a year. Y'all should be ready to hit those numbers coming up. I'm gonna go ahead now, actually look at the actual chat, read what we got in the chat, and then we're gonna get out of here. Cause like I say, I gotta do better with getting back home, and also I need to finish getting ready for the actual boot camp that's coming up this weekend. So here we go. All right. Hey Mike, they got Refresh Appliance Services. Hey, 89 Dr. Funk. Okay. Shaman '05. Lon. Hey, Quentin Hodge. Hey, how you doing? Shaman '05. Say ABC fam. Okay. CCH 1978. Okay. Javon Montgomery. There you go. J Real. Hey, ABC family. I don't even think you could have counseled. I'm already packed. There you go. Yeah, nah, I'm not counseling anything. All right, what's good, ABC family? Good evening, everyone. A9 Dr. Funk. Man, business about to get crazy because of the recession is around the corner and folks not going to be able to buy new appliances. Yeah, it's already gotten crazy. Like I say, I had a woman get mad at me earlier today because of a microwave. I told her, you can see my schedule. We booked all the way up now up until Wednesday. And I told her I can't get there until Wednesday, and she mad, for a microwave. All right, Mario Goodson. Good evening, Mike and ABC fan. Got the course and blowing through it. This guy who came up with his son before you got the new building up. Okay. Oh, okay. I remember. Hey, how you doing, man? All right. Can't wait to see you come through. Yeah, I remember. Thanks. All right. Jay Real. I have to arrive Friday morning because of how late I booked and where I'm coming from. I guess. Okay, that's no problem. All right, we'll see you then. Kevin Roberts, good evening, Mike and ABC fam. Hey, how you doing? All right, Patrick Young, what's good, Mike? Hey, all right, yeah, please hit the like button and share. What's up, Mike and ABC family? Hey, how you doing? Nora Ingram, hey, how you doing, Nora Ingram? Hello, Mike and ABC family. Glad to be here. Already smashed the like button. Thanks, Mike, for all your help. with me getting set up for the new ABC online course. I appreciate it. Yeah, and I need to get you on the I need to get you on here, Miss Nora Ingram, and tell your story. Y'all would love to hear her story, but she's not ready to come on yet. But I would love to get her on here. She's a little camera shy. All right. Osay been BM Mike, when it comes to time to stock your van, when it comes time to stock your van with parts and COD work, how do you go about that? Once again, I tell you, go to the local parts distributor and ask for the top selling parts they have in your area for at that store for the last quarter, and that'll tell you where you need to go. And even Marcone usually have something. Let me see if Marcone usually have something like a truck stock. Let me see if they still offer that. Marcone, if you go to Marcone, sometimes they used to offer something like a truck stop. Let me see if they offer that still. Uh, see if it pops up. They used to offer like a truck stop. Uh, da, 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 da. Yeah, they do. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to share this right here. If you go to Marcone, if you go to Marcone, right here, they got fast moving parts. So you click on fast moving parts and they'll show you what you need to have on your truck. That's your truck stock right there. All the parts you need to have on your truck. So the part suppliers will help you. Just go to Marcone and hit fast moving parts and it'll tell you the parts you need to start loading up on your truck. There they go right there. And I normally tell you all to go to the local parts distributor in your community where you doing service calls. But that's pretty good list Marcone got. Yeah, because everybody use that GE timer knob. You use those all the time. They got a garbage disposal. They got everything you need. Yeah, they good. They good. All these parts I recommend. I see moving all the time. The photo eyes it look like for the ice maker, drain pump. GE Baron, yeah, so they good. This is what you will use. They go to that idler pulley. Yeah. So yeah, just go to Marcone and you hit fast moving parts, and they'll actually tell you show you what parts you need to have. And so it's just that simple. You don't even have to go into this. Don't have to go into the truck house now. Go into the parts house now. You can do it right there online. All right. How do we change property management? How do we charge property management company or work out deals with them? Like Blue Book. If you're gonna be doing property management company, I do Blue Book. I give them Blue Book prices. If they're giving me a lot of work, I might give them maybe a 5 or 10% discount off of Blue Book. But I'm gonna use Blue Book pricing. Asama Issa. I'm terrible with these names. Hello, Mike from ABC Fan. Hey, E Banks. Hey, Mike. My name is Eric, and I plan to start a drive-in cleaning business. Thanks to you and JT. I was a little hesitant about it, but I made up my mind to do it. Go ahead. All right. Nora Ingram. There we go. As the family hits the like button, 60 in the chat. Only 2 like buttons up. Okay, there. Smash it, please. All right. All right. Tone Capone. Thanks to you, Mike. I may have my first drive-in cleaning this weekend. The customer seemed a little worried because I do not have a business license. She said she's going to call me tomorrow to confirm. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I had the young man that was here. He stayed over from Appliance boot camp, and I had him go out and put some dryer vents flyers out around Clayton, and he got a hit, and he cleaned the dryer vent. He couldn't believe that he went there and somebody paid him $100 to clean the dryer vent. He said it was so easy and he done it so fast that he was afraid that he stayed in the laundry room a little while because he was afraid to tell her he was done. But he said the woman paid him no problem, was happy, but he couldn't believe it when he called his girlfriend and told us, "Hey man, I just got paid." He couldn't believe it. All right, C Field, what's up, family? All right, E Banks. Hopefully, no later than mid-April, I have everything going, and with the money I make, is going to pay for ABC class. Thank you so much for your knowledge and content. You're welcome. No problem. All right. All right. Yeah, they got some networking going on there. All right. Tone Capone. Okay. Okay. Nora Ingram. Hey, Jay Real. I started with the new vent duct cleaning. Yes, it's different for the first free video that I started with last September and different from. Okay, J Real. Okay, yeah, I'm updating ABC as we go. I got new videos that I'm going to release. I got one I was going to release tonight, but after I compiled it, something happened where the audio is gone. So I got to go back and fix the audio. So I got to go figure out what happened during the compile to go back and fix the audio. But I got a new one coming out. It's going to start off with electronic schematics, and then from schematics we're going to go to same way I teach this. It'll be the washer, dryer, and gonna follow the same format. So hopefully I have the new schematic and electronic course up tomorrow. Oka Okfer, hey Mike, what's the best and safest way to remove and put back a washer that's set inside a plastic tub or metal pan so we can assess underneath it for repairs? Are the drain pans still come? Some people are still putting them in drain pans. I have this tool that whatchamacall that Mr. O brought to us. And he actually showed us. He made it. One of the guys that came here, Cody. I think it was Cody. Cody he actually went to work at Sears before he actually started his appliance business. And at Sears, they had made this little thing, all the plumbing tubing to actually set the washer on. I actually do a video of that at the next one I go to, how you get it in and out with that. But he has this little tool you can make real easy. Going by Home Depot, just buying some plumbing tubing, plumbing pipe, and it just roll it up on that pipe and roll it out. And that makes it real easy without damaging the drain pan and stuff. And Mr. O brought it down and demonstrated to us, and it works good. Him and Cody brought that to us. So I'll get something with that. Nora Ingram, J Real, I have not had a chance to study the appliance section yet. We'll anxiously start tomorrow. Okay. All right. Donna George, OG Mike, hey, how you doing? Okay, they got some networking going on. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, no problem. That's the truth. All right, Jay Real. I wonder if any other women would be there Saturday. We always have several women. At least one. We always have at least one woman here. Women here. So we could. I wish I could. I wish I could get Nora Ingram to come on. Maybe I wish I could get her to come on and tell her story. Nora Ingram is actually a woman, and I won't give no more of her details because she hasn't given me permission to. But I will say she is a woman, and her story is very inspiring. But I'll let her tell it. Okay. A plus. Aloha, Mike. And ABC family. I haven't gotten any response for blender melons. Any little tidbits you can offer? You guys just keep sending them out because right now it's getting ready to be blender season. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in. That's who just texted me. We saw me looking at the phone. That was somebody from one of the tropical smoothies. They're bringing in their new ovens and stuff in, and getting ready for the new season because it's getting ready to go full blast at those smoothie places. So yeah, a lot of people, if you just sending them out right now, what happened the last couple of months, a lot of people sent their blenders out and got them repaired, and they're actually waiting now for the season to start. So you saw maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, a lot of people were doing a lot of blender repairs. They came through the course. What happened, those business owners, they sent them out then, the ones that was broken, got them repaired. Now they're waiting for the actual blender season to start. Once the blender season start, then they'll be breaking again, and they'll be sending them out from then on out. Okay, Mike, what does it mean to call a third-party warranty company to get authorization on something? Just what it means. You gotta get authorization. You want to get get them to authorize the price that you're going to charge. So if you're going to charge them $125 to go out and $125 to diagnose and $125 to install, you just call them and let them know what the price is, and then they'll give you authorization. They authorize you to do it for that amount. J Real A Plus Repair. I see you did go to all the Starbucks. Okay. Okay. Nora Ingle, J Real, sounds like you're rolling real good with your study of the course. Okay, they got networking going on. Okay. Son of Nook, 125. There you go. Yeah, that's the price. That's the amount you're gonna be looking for to hit, and it's very doable if you're doing it full time. 5 stops a day. it's very doable to do that. And if you're doing it with a third-party warranty companies and you're charging 125 each time you go out, that's a number you can hit easy. Not I shouldn't say it's that easy, but that's a number that's very doable. The guy that we had on Monday, he in February he already billed out 13,000. 13,000 times three. If he do that if he keep that up for the next 3 months, he's gonna hit that 40,000. He's gonna hit. He's on pace to hit it. And you gotta make sure you do that every day. You gotta make sure you hitting those numbers. And then when you gotta have a goal of what you're gonna do with that money. You just can't get that money and just let it go. Because it'll go through your hand like water if you're not prepared to actually receive that money and do something with that money. You gotta have bigger plans to do something with that money, and you gotta have bigger goals you're gonna be going with it. So you gotta make sure when you get that money, you gotta do something with it, and you gotta tell it where to go. Otherwise, it'll come through your hands, and you'll look back and you say, "Man, I made $40,000 in 3 months. I don't know where any of it's at." If you do that and you follow my plan, your pay is gonna be good because you're gonna be stacking money into your pay. Your profit is gonna be good. You're gonna have your taxes taken care of. Everything's taken care of. You're gonna have that excess of money build up, and that excess of money build up, you gotta do something with it. Otherwise, if you take that money and take it over into the next year or something like that, that becomes profit, and you gotta pay taxes on it. So you take that money, you plow some of it back into your business. You buy a vehicle, but after that, you're looking to put that money into some type of investment, into real estate or some type of investment, another business. Loan it out. You're looking at somewhere to actually put that money so you don't get taxed on it because your salary is taken care of. All right. Okay. All right. A plus LLC. Yes. Okay. They talk about the networking. Son enough. Mike, where do you get 4.3 in your calculation? The number of weeks in a month. Yeah, that's how many weeks are in a month. 4.3. If you were to if you were to divide, let me get my cursor back over here. If you were to divide, there's 52 weeks in a year. You do 52. Let me get that. 52 divided by 12. You get 4.3. So you got 52 weeks in a year. You got 12 months. When you're doing business and stuff like that, we don't look at 4 months here. We got extra week here. We don't look at that. We just want to know what's the average. He's gonna give you 4.3. You're gonna have an average of 4.3 weeks in every month, and that's how we do it in business. And when you start talking to more business owners, they're not gonna use 4. They're gonna use 4.3 whenever they're doing finances and stuff like that. All right. Marcus Muhammad Ali. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see. Man, we got a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Wow. That's the thing about this. It looked like I only got one or two things in the chat. And then when I hit the chat, I got this whole paragraphs, whole books and stuff that people have written, and it just jumps all up on me real quick. Okay. Okay. Where am I? Okay. All right. Here we go. All right. We got Marcus Muhammad Ali. Hey, how you doing? Prestige Mobile Detailing. Hey, how you doing? Okay. All right. There you go. Lawrence Tuck. Hey, Mike and ABC fam. I had American Home Shield call me today with a job, but I haven't even signed up with them yet. They sent me the paperwork to be a vendor and said call the customer. Yep, there you go. I'll tell you, we in that season right now. We're in that season. Nora Ingram, J Real, you feel a change financially just doing. There we go. Nora Ingram, J Real, you feel a change financially just doing vent duct cleaning. It really added to my life. I can only imagine what's adding in appliance repair and blender would do. Truly amazing. Okay, there you go. Lawrence Tarrant, guest, they need vendors. I'm here and ready. Yeah, they are. We're getting to that time where it's getting real. Noreen, you can talk without camera. Remember a couple of weeks ago, First Class didn't have this camera on most of the interview. Okay, yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, Yeah, I'd like to get Nora Ingram on. I told her that we could do it without the camera and stuff, and I'll see if we can still get her on. All right, Tone Capone, how do you get in contact with her? Uh, you need to sign up for Appliance Boot Camp. Uh, Here you go, Tone Capone. I'll put it in the chat. Go to Appliance Boot Camp, sign up for one of our courses. We'll show you how to do everything, how to start your own business, how you can actually then come in and make this money that these guys are making. Okay. First class service. Peace. Thanks, man. Thank you again for the actual camera, man. I really appreciate it. I'm working with it. I'm learning how to do it, and I really love it. All right, first class service. All right. Peace. All love, brother. Jewel, when the microwave situation come up, I'm offering rentals, bro. $10 to $15 a week. There you go. KJ Appliance Repair. What up, ABC? Just signed up for the blender repair to add to the ammo services. You're welcome, man. No problem. All right. Jay Real says, I have yet to market that service, nor Ingle. That's a problem with me. Okay. King Wink. Hey, Mike and ABC found Reginald Terry. Hey, how you doing, Reginald? Checking in from the family. Man, I seen you really doing some stuff, man. I seen you doing a lot of repairs. Reginald, about how many repairs you up in New Jersey? About how many repairs you doing a day now? All right. Ghana Warrior, can you put website in chat? What website is that? You talking about Marcone? Just go to Marcone. Houston device expert. Viking ice maker under the okay, Viking ice maker under my belt, off and running now. There you go. All right. Like I said, please come on, Miss Nora Ingram. Jay Real, hey, first class, I'm in India. Okay. C Phil, I'm considering taking your boot camp, Mike. Yeah, go ahead. Right now, I don't know what more I can do to convince people to actually take the appliance boot camp. I've brought so many people. I know every week I'm bringing people on, and they're telling you all the money that can be made. They're telling you how to change their life. Just think, one stop shop this week. Not only has he did he quit, not only he's doing it full time, but he took his son, and his son was working at this fast food restaurant. He took his son, and they walked in and gave the guy back his uniform together. You know, he took his son and said, hey, you work for your dad, you got your own company now. He done retired his son, and now they're talking when his son graduate this year. His son coming to work for him. Not only that, he got his 9 and 13-year-old daughter now doing invoices and doing paperwork. So I don't know what more I can do. You understand? You seeing everybody saying the money that they're making, the differences that is made in their lives. I don't know what more you can do. What's gonna happen? You're gonna wait around until they come in, and they're gonna eventually say, hey, we got too many people coming into the field. We're gonna actually require you to have a trade license, like we do HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. And then we'd be mad because they close the door on us. If you're going to get in, now's the time to get in. What, you're going to wait till the recession hit and you get laid off, or you you get your job? Well, like somebody now, if your kids can't, if you like my daughter's school, they closed now for a month. If you somebody and your daughter your kids' school get closed for a month, and they're young and can't stay at home by themselves, what are you gonna do? You gonna quit your job and go sit at home? They're gonna let you do that? You gonna get paid? I don't know what you're gonna wait for something like that to happen. Best thing to do is get started now. Take control over your life, and if need be, if you're doing this if you had your own appliance repair business, they told you your kid couldn't go to school, you put them in the truck with you and you ride out. Or you keep them during the day until the mother or the father come home, and then you go out and do your service calls that afternoon or weekends. You can make it work. But if you depending on somebody else, I don't know what you do. Ernest Anderson. Hey, Mike, the motivator. Thanks for all that you've done for the community. Thank you all for everything y'all doing. Jay Real, I'm the one. Okay, Jay Real, first class sir. Peace. Hey, Jay. Okay. All right. Hey, Mike, the paperwork is crazy. I feel like a school teacher grade papers, laugh all out. Yeah, it is, man. It is. It is. The paperwork, when you come, the more calls you do when you do a third party warranty, the more paperwork you have to do. And even like this, like I got this the property management company, and they want me to actually do some work for them. And we done some work, and now they want us to do some more. So they wanted me to become their vendor and get it. And it's 20 pages. I don't feel like filling out the 20 pages to get into their system. I can only imagine. I feel sorry for you guys who actually signing up for the third party warranty if they got that many pages that they're making you go through and sign and all this stuff. I got tired of filling out the papers. They kept calling me to fill it out, and I said, man, I ain't got time to fill out the papers. Son of Nook, hey family, though we are not required to have a license, but we can't give the customer the confidence we're not frauds by having an ID and a uniform. Yeah, you can do that. There you go. Okay. All right. There we go. 89 Dr. Phone. I just finished up tonight filling out the paperwork for AHS. Man, that was a time consuming. Even the background check I did on myself. Thank you, man. It's that's another reason why I don't do third party warranties now, because it's just so much paperwork. All right. Uppercase G, great show tonight, Mike. Nice breakdown. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. All right. BK the Rocket taxes. Oh yeah, I just handed mine in today. There you go. Go up a little bit. Okay, Son of Nook, I showed up. Here you go, Son of Nook. I showed up in my regular Nissan Sentra and jeans, and the customer was like, "Who are you?" William Gordon. Should we have a separate phone number for our business before we sign up with these third-party warranties? Can we use our normal? You can use your normal phone for your business, but they're gonna blow it up. So I just use one cell phone. I got a couple of different numbers, but I'll forward those numbers to my one cell phone and go that way. But make sure if you're somebody who change phone numbers a lot and don't keep your phone on, you can't do that in business. You gotta make sure whatever number you get, make sure you keep that number, and you gotta make sure your phone stay on all the time. All right. All right. Perry Jones, thanks, Mike. You're welcome. Nora Ingle, thanks, Mike. Great content on managing your money. Okay, fine. Thanks. I appreciate that. All right. E Banks. Hey, Mike. The kit that you suggest for driving that stands by screwing them together. They're also one that snaps together by the same company. Snaps would seem more convenient. Would you think? I don't know. I need to see how it snaps because sometimes they have some bad jams in that dryer vent, and I don't want it to break. The one that screws, as I start to screw, if it hits something, if it hits like a jam, the screw will just get tighter and it'll just keep turning. I don't want nothing that's gonna just break out. Because you have some long runs and you have some bad jams, and I don't want nothing to break apart inside that vent duct. Okay. CCH9 said, Mike, I finally got my first refrigerator. It was a bad evaporator fan. There you go. Congratulations. All right. Mark Home. That's Mark Home. Let me give you the this is the just go here. Just search them in Google. It's Mark Home. Search them in Google. All right. Okay. There we go. Mike, do you have any info on ice cream? Okafor. Mike, do you have the info on the ice cream business boot camp training or any other business boot camp you're using? I do. If you go to my other page, it's going to be Save, Invest, Repeat. I'm doing that information over there. I'm not going to mix it in with Appliance Boot Camp. Appliance Boot Camp going to be strictly appliances and appliance boot camp. But if you want to get more information about the ice cream business and the boot camp I'm doing, go over there, and I have all that information there. King Wink. Mike, I'm doing, all right, this is Mr. Reginald Terry. Mike, I'm doing 3 to 5 a week, depends on the price per call, trying to hit the right number so I can quit my 9 to 5. There you go, Son of Nook. We're done convincing people. Those who have the faith and ready don't need convincing. Yeah, Son of Nook, he's one of those too. They're saying, hey, it's time to raise the price. He's one of those who's saying, hey, If you can't, if they don't want to come by now, don't come. And Son of Nook, all he does right now, he does dryer vent cleaning, and he was doing like $1,000 a week just cleaning dryer vents, and he's doing it part time. He's still working a full time job, and he hasn't started into the appliances yet. So he's one of those. A lot of people. It's not just him. I'm getting a lot of the people who have came through appliance boot camp who say, "Hey man, just stop trying to convince them, raise the price, and just get the people who want it." But we got to get these people in, and it's not their fault, because what happened, society has beat them down so much and has put it in their minds so much that they have to go get a 9 to 5, and they just can't see that. You can't show them the numbers we just had. Just say, okay, you do this in 3 months, that you can actually have 20,000 cash sitting in your pocket in 3 months. You can make 40,000. You can make $40,000 in the next 3 months, and you can pay for a house in less than a year, cash. And people just don't. They just can't see that. They just can't see that, and they whatchamacall. They just don't believe it. Even though you all come out here and I show it, and I've shown the bank accounts. I've done everything. They still don't believe it because all their life and so many generations they had of people who just didn't just never done it. So we have to keep ringing the alarm and try to get them on board. Okay. Shimano Fallon, how many numbers do you recommend a new technician? How many numbers do you recommend a new technician should have? Reword that real quick before I get off. I don't. You talking about technicians, or I don't know. Reword that real quick. Hey, Mr. O. Okay. Osama, Mike, please, what's your other page for ice cream info? That's gonna be that one's gonna be save, invest, repeat. Go to that channel. Save, invest, repeat. And that you can follow us, me with my real estate, and me doing the actual ice cream parlor. Okay, fix it. Mike, my accountant has issues with the five bank account. She thinks that it means that we are hiding money. Can you explain further? She's not going to change my mind. Your thoughts, please. She's not going to change. Yeah, most accountants are not gonna. They don't want you to do that because it makes them easier for them if they actually if they actually have just one. You have just that one account that you operate and everything out of. Yes, it's easier for them, but unfortunately for us, with me, and I guess for everybody else, it's easier if I separate the money and don't see it. Because then she got to reconcile those other bank accounts and stuff like that. It's not hiding money. It's actually me tricking myself, because if I see that lump sum of money sitting there, I would actually think I'm smarter than what I am. I try to flip it. I want to move that money out the way. I want to have that money, the money that I'm using to pay myself. I love, like right now, I love looking at that amount and knowing that I got money sitting there strictly for paying me. That money is allocated there and whatnot. I love seeing that actual 10% profit sitting there. I love seeing that actual tax money, knowing that I can pay her. Prior to that, ask her how many people come. Another thing to do, just ask her how many people come and they have the money to pay her when she get done doing their taxes. Because most of them don't. Most of them will make payments. Because I had to do that for a long time. I had to make payments to the government, and I'll have to make payments to my accountant. I didn't have enough money to pay my accountant, so I would give her half the money up front. Then it's 2 months later, I give another little bit. But now, when she do my taxes, I pay her right then and there. I scratch the check. There go your money. If I had any money I owe to the government, anything, I scratch the check right then and there and pay it, because I got that money sitting there. There's no, it's there. And get that book Profit First. Read the book Profit First. It goes into more detail. And once you read that book, it'll give you you can actually tell her too what you're following, and she'll have a better understanding. But I don't care if she's gonna charge me just a little bit extra to reconcile those other bank accounts. I'm not hiding money from the government. I'm hiding it from me. I'm worse than the government. So it's fine if she doesn't like it. That's the way I do mine. And if I'm paying her, she gonna have to deal with that. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. Sean, okay. Okay, Shimon, fine. Phone numbers. I don't want to give up my cell phone. Maybe an extra one or two would be beneficial. I don't see why you don't want to get, you know how much money people spend to get the cell phone to ring for somebody to get some work. So I want them to, if they want me to do some work, I want them to get in contact with me. I ain't gonna want them I don't want to make it hard for them to contact me. If they calling me, want to get work done and they paying, I want them to get in contact with me. So that thing, you don't want your cell phone, giving out your cell phone number. As a business owner, everywhere you go, you're gonna be giving out your information for people to call you. You want everybody to know how to get in contact with you. 2 or 3 different ways. You can go through my website. You can email me. You can call me. You can call the business line. Give them an after hours line. You want people to get in contact with you because you got to make that money. It's no longer you're gonna be this thing where you're gonna block calls and stuff. If the money is coming in, because a lot of times you get 1-800 calls, you don't know who it is. If that guy that just said American Home Shield called him and said, "Hey, I got work for you," if he was blocking 1-800 numbers, he wouldn't have got it. You don't know who it is that's calling. It might be the opportunity of a lifetime. Somebody that looked on the internet, saw your business, and say, "I'm calling him," and you pick it up, and it might be the opportunity of a lifetime. You know how many people begging to try to get into American Home Shield right now, and they called him directly. If he was screening calls and not picking up phone calls, he wouldn't have got that call. He's in now and hadn't even fill out the package, and everybody else filling out package and waiting 3 weeks begging when they're gonna call me. Wealthy Man Appliance Bootcamp course. How much is it? We have several different price points, but if you pay it all in one time, it's $1,500. If you making payments, $1,650. But if you go to the appliancebootcamp.com, I'm gonna put it in the chat again. If you go there, pick up your course and pick out the payment plan, and we'll love to see you. Right here. Go there and get it. Oh wow! Oh, Mr. O'Fix, you got to tell us how this one go. Mike, I just partnered with Lowe's. Got my ID badge and Chiron Warranty Company. They are Chiron sending me work orders like crazy. Yeah, hey, you gonna have to let us know how Lowe's go, man. I haven't never worked with Lowe's, but I saw them at Ashley's, and everybody seemed to be pretty happy. You got to come back and let us know how that goes, man. Way to go, man. Mr. O. Mr. O is knocking it out, man. That's good. That's good, man. Okay, let's see what we got. Nora Ingham, thanks, Mike, for being patient with those who are hesitant about winning with appliance repair. If it wasn't for your patience and freely giving so much of your knowledge, none of us would be here today. Yeah, thanks. Okay, yeah, Finesse, say Profit First is a great book. Yeah, it is. All right, uppercase G. Any resources, Mike, on structuring a simple startup business plan for our appliance repair business? Today's show helped with the forecasting section, trying to apply for grants. I never the businesses that I've done, uppercase G. I never applied for grants. I just they start them. Appliance repair doesn't really require that much of a grant, because less than $200 you can get up and running and start making money, and it'll actually pay for itself. When you start applying for grants, that's when you're gonna need actual business plans and stuff that go take to people, and it's not so much the business plan that's actually the business plan is not that feasible where it actually works, but it looked good on paper to get financing. And I've never done that. Even let me show you. Even with the boot camp, like me doing the ice cream. I went out and I just went out. Here you go. As you can see it, I just went out. I bought a boot camp. And they sent me DVDs, and I went through the DVDs. They sent me all my recipes, and from there, I'm gonna go to the course in April, the hands-on live course in April, and that's how I do my business. And when I do that, I look for people in the business that's actually out there up and running, who's doing it, who actually win. I want to get their actual business, how their business operate. I don't want no business plan to go out and get funding. Let me give you a good book too. You need to read. This is a good book that you need to read. I think if you can read it, let me turn this light down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. It's called the E Myth. There you go. The E Myth. You need to get this book by Michael Gerber. I think TML might have done a review on it the last couple of days. But you need to get this book, and this book right here, and the other version you need to get is right here. I'll step back a little bit. He not only does he do the E Myth, but he does it for different industries. Like this one right here is the E Myth for the if you can see it, it's gonna be E Myth, the contractor version. So you are a contractor, and what happens on this one right here? There you go. Get the E Myth contractor version. So not only do you have the E Myth, but you can get the one that's strictly for contractors like we are, and it tells you how to actually structure your business, how to actually write your policies and procedures. Tells you everything about how business actually operate. And what happened with your business plan is not really something you go and get funding with. If you want something you can go get funding with, that's people who not really running the business. Your business plan should be your actual daily operational manual, how you actually operate your business to actually make money. And then once you write down all your policies and procedures, that actually supposed to come into your actual business plan. And you're supposed to be able to hand that off to anybody. They be able to run your business and get the same results that you get. Just like if you all come to me and I'm giving you all the Appliance boot camp, that's really the business plan, how I run my business. And that's how you all are actually seeing the same results that I'm getting, because I'm giving you how I run my business. And that's what I want. I want to actually go and get somebody who's actually in the industry, who's working and doing it, who's winning, who's making the money. And I want to get his knowledge and wisdom, so I don't make the same mistakes he made at the beginning. I pay him to actually get that information from him. And then from there, I can actually then implement it and get the same results that he get. If I don't get the same results that he get, then I can go back to him and say, hey, this stuff don't work. I'm not getting the same results. But if he's done it right, I should be able to get the same results that he get, and the same results everybody else should get afterwards. So I wouldn't. If you're looking to start a business, I would actually, especially appliance service business, no need for no grants there. It wouldn't be no need. Just let it actually grow organically by itself, and then it'll actually make enough money where you'll actually go. If you can go on for grants, the thing about people I know who do grants like nonprofits and stuff like that, because they're getting grant money, the business never really, I see, really takes off and be self-sustained. So they have to every year go back and ask for grant money and be at the whim or politicians or whoever to actually write them money. And the business never ever really be self-sustained. And I don't know if the business really works. It's just the fact that people giving them grant money to actually go. I don't do anything with grant writing. All right, Ofix, thank you all. But all glory goes to the high power and JT Hustles Mike for the course. All right, you're welcome, man. All right. Shimano Falan, I'll talk about your personal number. I would like to keep that separate. It all gonna come to the same phone. I ain't gonna be walking around with 2 and 3 different phones. I'm not gonna be like that rapper. Who was it? Kevin Gates. I ain't gonna have no 2 or 3 phones and all that. I just want one phone. I might have a different number, but they all are gonna ring and come back to me, so it don't matter. You're gonna get to the if you're doing appliance repair, your phone gonna ring all the time. You'll get to the point your phone gonna ring all the time. All right. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Okay. All right, he gonna keep us low. All right, please keep us posted on lows. Just sign me up right away and paying me above 85. There you go. He's getting above $85 an hour. There you go. Uh, Michael 06. I use Burner app for my business number. I I don't know. Do you get to keep the number? Because what happens, whatever number you have for your business, that's money. That's money. If you keep that number 5 or 10 years, they're gonna constantly give out that number, even when you're gone. You know what? This sad, but it happens all the time. We have these old guys in our community that used to repair appliances, and their family don't not going to do appliance repair. They've been doing it for 30, 40 years. You know, when they die, as soon as we find out they're dead, people start trying to go get their phone numbers, because we know that people are gonna keep calling that number, and I can automatically pick up his customers. You don't want to. You want to have a number that you own and that you keep from here on out. And when you die, you want to make sure your kids or grandkids, whoever going, is going to get that phone number, because people are going to be calling that number. Same thing with your website. You want to keep your website. You don't want none of that stuff like that. You don't want to be doing nothing crazy. And this another thing too. When you're going out here starting your LLCs, do not put them in your girlfriend name. Do not put them in this stuff. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they're doing that, and they run into problems. They go to the bank, and the bank won't let them set up bank account because they got the LLC and the girlfriend name and this. And I said, why are you doing that? And all that stuff, I think, comes off of that hustle mentality of that happened in the I think early 80s and 90s, and then you bring it into a legitimate business. You don't need to do that. You need to go ahead and get everything in your name. Don't put in no baby mama name. Don't put in no auntie name. Put it in your name. If you got something bad going on, as far as if you had bad credit, it doesn't matter anymore when you come into business. If you got bad credit, it doesn't matter if you have a felony. It doesn't. All that stuff doesn't matter anymore. It's your business. If you get to a point where they want to do a background check and you got bad felony, then you hire somebody that has a clean record, and you tell them those are the people who's going into that house. They the representative. They the CEO, and you make him the front person. You just collect the money and you own it. We got to get out of, just get you a legitimate number that you own that can't be taken away. Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. O'Fix, he negotiated lows at over $100 for my labor rate. There you go, man. That's good, Mr. O. That is funny, Mike. I was just listening to Email today on YouTube. Yeah, Email was a good book. It's a great book on business. Great, great. Um, Miko 06. I'm old, baby, and hold not her phone. Okay, there we go. Uh, yeah, somebody just creative comment. Mr. O said he got it. Okay. Yeah, if you want to get up and running, just go to Appliance Boot Camp. That's all, and you get the formula. That's what all these guys and young ladies have done. They came to Appliance Boot Camp and they're winning. Almost Regal. Hey, Mike, what do you think is the best time to take, or to what do you think is the best time to take or do calls? I know we can set up our own schedule, but when do you think is the best busier time? It's up to you. Your business is an extension of you. We got to work for you. So you want your business to bring you joy. So you look at what times you go. You saw what's McCall from this week. Go look at his video. First, one stop shop. He said that he realized he likes to start later in the day because he likes to work out. He likes to take his kids to school. So he don't start running his service calls, I think, until probably about 11:30 or 12, and then he run them later on. So you put your business geared to you. What do you like? And there's always somebody there. We got some guys that only do weekends. If you just want to do afternoons, you got people who can't take off work. You can go to the afternoon. So it's totally up to you to set your schedule, how you want to go, and where you want to go, what you want to do it. All right. And some people like to do it early in the morning. I'm not an early morning person. I want to be fighting traffic. Okay. Fix it. Secure the bag. Look at past videos of Mike and JT Hustle's interview with me. and you want to contact me phone, I answer my phone unless I'm on service call. There you go. Uh, you welcome, Sean Appliance. Okay. You welcome, uppercase G. Uh, Art Austin got Google Voice number and forward it to your phone. Get a Google Voice number, forward to your phone or text now number. Just make sure you keep those numbers. Only thing with I, I think those Google Voices, when something's free, they can Google changes too much for me. Just like with YouTube, and they took away Google Hangouts. What happens if they take away Google Voice? I want something I'm paying for that I know I can keep. It's mine. I don't want nothing that's free. They give it to you freely, they take it freely, and you ain't got you ain't got no recourse for it. But if I'm paying and I know that's my number, that's my number. Okay, ordinary mode. Mike, are online students from Hustle Academy teachable site going to be able to transfer the Appliance Bootcamp teachable site? Uh, um, are we missing any new? Yeah, if you was on the Hustle Academy teachable site, at the send me the email that you register in the first time, and I add you on to our teachable site. We're totally separate now. Um, and we're gonna I put that out many times, but you need to do that and email me once you come over here, and I get you added. All right, secure the bag. You use your real name or your YouTube name. For what? You use your real name or your YouTube name. I use my real name. uh, okay, Mike, I use digits with T-Mobile. It's a dual SIM card, only one phone. It uses two phone numbers. One is my business line, the other is a phone call. There you go. He paying for his. There you go. Maurice Adams, shake my head. You should never ever put nothing in a girlfriend name, just your wife. But hey, man, they doing it. They putting it in girlfriend. I never seen nothing like that. But breaking that the mentality thing, man, it's hard. It's hard breaking that. It's hard. Okay. All right. They got some networking going on. Okay. Nora Ingram, check out Google Voice for having more than one number. They would channel that business number to your private number. Yeah, only thing, like I say, Nora Ingram, be careful because if you ain't, that's a free one. If they do like they done Google Hangouts, they'll take it out all of a sudden, and you won't have no recourse. I want to control my number. Basic. Um, with drive-in cleaning is much different with driving cleaning is much different than gas and electric. No, it's the same. The dryer's the same. Cleaning is the same, no different. Uh, I tell people all the time, it's not a hustle if you can walk from your job and depend solely on what you're doing. It's there you go. It's a business. There you go. There you go. TC Appliance Repair. Hello, Mike. In reference to an earlier broadcast, uh, you're right about busy times. Call will come in so much people would get upset when you already when you're not readily available. It's almost finished. I'm almost finished with emails. Yeah, it is. When the times are busy, I told you that's the worst time people got mad. Right now, they got this coronavirus, and they telling people to go in the house and don't go outside. Don't do this, don't do that, and people mad because I can't come to a microwave within 2 days. So for us, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay during this coronavirus. We're fine. And that's the other thing too. I ain't gonna say that. We'll go. Regal. Fix. Follow the blueprint that Mike has laid out. Too many newbies wants to do their own thing and wonder what happened. Look what happened to Mr. Mr. 500. Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. Can you one day speak on okay basics? Can you one day speak on SEO and getting your website at the top of the list? I don't do my SEO anymore. As you start, I do appliance repair. If I was going to do when I first got started into business and websites were easy to maintain, it wasn't like it is now. I could do my own little SEO work and be okay. But Google now changes the algorithm so much and it's so involved in doing SEO. That's a full-time job. So I'm no longer going to spend my whole day trying to figure out how to working on my. It'll take me all day to be working on my website to get my website up where it needs to be at. Now I just pay somebody. I much rather pay somebody $40 a month and let them worry about that. So if I was to come here and start talking to you about how to get your website up, the SEO and stuff, that's a full-time job. You better off just finding somebody who hosts your website, somebody local within your town to host your website, and that would do your SEO. So when your website go down, you can go walk to their office or their house, knock on their door, get them up and say, hey, get my website back up. Hey, Mike, should I start my LLC prior to coming to the event? It depends if you're going to start doing repairs or not. If you're going to start doing repairs, go ahead and start an LLC. If you're not going to start doing repairs, you can just wait. Okay. Uppercase, your headcount is going well, continuously learning and networking. How are you? Okay. Old boy dread, banks won't give you business credit if you have Google Voice number. They don't think you're a real business. Okay. What the sound, signing up. How can I contact you? They got networking going on. Okay, there you go. Okay, uppercase, she recommended somebody on the Appliance boot camp, and if she can probably put his email address in or go to Appliance boot camp and on Facebook, and she can get you with that guy. He does a website, and she's vouching for him. So I'm already saying, so Mike, what do you think about the virtual address? I don't want to use my house address for my company. With that, that would be okay. I might would do that. At one point in time, I didn't see an issue with using your address, but now that I've been on YouTube, I can now say I don't want nobody coming to my house. So I use the actual Appliance Bootcamp address now as the address to my businesses and whatnot. But yeah, I can see that. There's nothing wrong with using a virtual address if you don't want nobody coming to your house. All right. Nickel, I tried to use a post office address and my LLC got rejected. Oh, that's for your LLC, but you got the what city are you in? What state are you in? I think North Carolina. You don't have to give them an address in North Carolina. So once again, I've ran about 30 minutes over. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm anxious to meet the new group of people we got coming in to Appliance Bootcamp this weekend. If you haven't already, go to appliancebootcamp.com, sign up for one of our courses. Like I said, we're getting into the busy season. Like TC Appliance just said, hey, it's booming now. It's booming with us. It's doing good. Man, this right here is getting ready. It's gonna be a record-breaking year. We got guys coming. Like I said, just come. Look at Mr. O. Mr. O ain't been doing it probably 6 months. Look at Mr. O. Already, he's getting over $100 per hour. He negotiated. He's already with Lowe's, and he's killing it. He's killing it. So, Mike, could you briefly explain? Should we go into the? Okay, here we go. Mike, could you briefly explain? Should we go into recession due virus scare? What happens during the appliance business in a recession? Man, in a recession, this appliance business it goes up 10 and 4 times because what happened? People get scared and they don't go buy anything new. They really go to repairing stuff then. So in a recession, I started my appliance repair business in a recession. During the first recession, what they call the .com burst, was when I started my appliance business. And then I went through the .com burst when I started it. I was 29. I was 28 going on 20, 28 going on 29 when I first started my business doing the .com burst. I got laid off as an engineer. When the .com burst hit, I was laid off when the appliance repair at 28, 29. By 30, honest to God, by the time in less than 2 years, I had so many trucks on the road. I had so many subs. I was retired. I was retired at 30, and I was going around during the day. I was taking guitar lessons, going out to the little tea and the coffee houses, going to open mics, just trying to do good. I was doing guitar gigging, trying to play at the churches and stuff. That's all I was doing. I was what you call. I was just trying to learn to play guitar, and I was retired. And what happened then, I didn't know anything about business. I didn't have policies and procedures in place. I was like what a couple of people are doing. A lot of people are doing here. They're coming in, they see so much work, and I was just taking on work, adding people, adding subs, just taking all the work that came. And I was retired, man. I was making money. I had new trucks. I was living good. Then all of a sudden, the housing crash came. The housing crash came. My little house of cards came apart. I went back. I went, like I said, I call myself going broke. But I showed y'all the bank accounts from my earlier videos, and I supposedly would have been broke when I had to go back into the trucks and actually start running service calls. I was still, my man. I had to go back and pay for all those floor damages and stuff that we had made up, and all those messed up, all those lawsuits and stuff that I got. And I told you I went back in the truck just myself, and back in the truck just myself. I'm running service calls. I was bringing $500, $800 home a day doing that, and that's when I said I was broke, and that was during the recession, and I was killing it. I was killing it. It was enough that I could go out and pay all that money back. My family didn't even know. Since I started doing appliance repair, I've never been broke. I've never been to the point where I ain't have no money. I've never been to a point where let me see. This is this is today. One of my techs stopped by, and his bank card messed up. It won't take. So I'm not gonna. But I'm just gonna show. He stopped by today. His bank card messed up, and this is a check. That's one check, two checks, three checks, four checks, five checks. Good Lord, six checks, seven checks, and then the cash. And then he dropped by because his bank card messed up. He couldn't go by the bank today to drop it off. So he was swinging through. He said, "Hey, I need a new bank deposit card." He go, what I got for today. Just go ahead and put it in. And so that's a typical. That would be a typical day if I was out there doing service calls. That would be my typical day, and that's money that I haven't even put in the bank. I got it today, and I ain't had a chance. I probably sign it and deposit them tonight, but that's what get dropped off, and all those checks are over $100. So that's how my life has been since I started doing appliance repair. So I haven't been broke. I haven't been broke since I started doing appliance repair. And the same thing happened. You listen to Mike Check. Mike Check said the same thing. Mike Check is in his he started in his early 20s, and he said he never known that the thing people talk about being broke. And ever since when I was an engineer, I've been broke as an engineer. I ain't have no money to a paycheck. But as doing appliance repair, even when I was in college, I was never broke doing appliance repair. So that's what happens when you do appliance repair. And appliance repair, I have never been broke. Never been a point where I didn't have several $100s or several $1,000s where I could go put my hands on. So that's it. Once again, I've been here a little too long. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Those people who coming this weekend, I can't wait to see you. If you haven't already, please go to appliancebootcamp.com. And I want you all to actually be able to enjoy life like we enjoying life. We enjoying life over here, man, in Appliance Bootcamp. I want y'all to be able to call me during the day and say, "Hey, man, I just hit a lick for 250. We can talk business. I want everybody to enjoy this. Everybody needs to enjoy this type of life where you stress free. I be honest. Only reason I know about I know anything about the coronavirus much is because my wife just told me about school, and I went to the barbershop prior to coming here. They were talking about it in the barbershop. I ain't got time to worry about no coronavirus. I got my appliance business I'm worried about, and I'm booking out a week ahead of that. I got the ice cream stuff I'm doing. I got my real estate I'm doing. I got this school here I'm doing. I got books I got put out front. I ain't got time to worry about no coronavirus. So I don't even care about it. I haven't even thought about it. No, it ain't crossed my mind because I got all this other stuff going on. And you're going to be the same way. Once you get your business up and going, you ain't going to care about that. You ain't going to even look at the news. I haven't even thought about voting. I ain't thought about the coronavirus. All I'm thinking about is just enjoying life as it is. So once again, thank everybody for tuning in. And here go Nora Ingram say good night, ABC family, and everyone attending the ABC this weekend. Absorb all the knowledge you can hold, enjoy the hands-on experience, and go home winning with multiple streams of income. There you go. All right, once again, thank everybody for tuning in, and we're gonna get out of here now. And y'all have a good